Islam, materialism, family and peer pressures. Each of these forces presents serious obstacles to the growth of God's kingdom in Tunisia. Although Tunisia is one of the most open and progressive of societies in the Arab world, there are few Christians. Proselytizing remains unlawful, and many Tunisians are resistant to the gospel. With a population of 10 million, Tunisia is the smallest of the North African nations and sits like a wedge between northern coastal Algeria and Libya. It is home to the ancient city of Carthage and was a launching pad for the elephant-riding armies of Hannibal. Early church fathers, including Cyprian, Augustine, and Tertullian, had their roots in the once thriving church in Tunisia. Their influence helped shape early Christian doctrine, and their writings continue to illuminate the Christian faith today. During the early centuries after Christ and up through the Arab conquest of North Africa in the 7th century, many Tunisian Christians were martyred for their faith. Under Muslim rule, the church eventually disappeared, while Tunisia became an important Islamic center of power and learning, which it remained until the French colonized the region in the 19th century. Since receiving independence from France in 1956, the Tunisian government has sought to curtail Islamic fundamentalism. Many Tunisians are now more culturally Muslim than they are devout. Yet, for most Tunisians, leaving Islam would result in a violent break with family and friends. Pressures to keep faith with Islam prevent many from any serious consideration of the gospel message. Tunisian economic links are closest with European nations. Relative affluence, as experienced by all but the poorest of Tunisians, when combined with political and economic stability, help keep many content with the status quo and complacent about their spiritual needs. Poverty and unemployment are still issues for Tunisians, but not to the extent they are in other North African nations. More than half of the population is under the age of 25. Education is widely and freely available, resulting in growing numbers of college graduates. Finding suitable employment for thousands of young professionals is an ongoing challenge. Tunisia leads the way within the Muslim world with regard to the legal status of women. Tunisian law has outlawed polygamy and permits women to own and run businesses, have bank accounts, and obtain passports. Parents are required to send girls to school, and today more than 50% of university students are women. Women make up about half of Tunisian doctors and a third of Tunisian judges. Tunisian society is changing. While older generations expected to arrange marriages for their children, today young Tunisians expect to select their own spouses. Wives are balancing work outside the home with running their own households. Satellite television beams images into Tunisian homes that challenge tradition in both good ways and bad. Unfortunately, many of the millions of tourists that come to Tunisia each year cast a very poor light on modern Western so-called Christian society and provide ammunition to forces opposing the gospel message. Thankfully, no obstacle is too difficult for God. Christian satellite television is now beaming high-quality gospel programming into many homes. Awake Tunisia, a prayer focus launched in 1999, was instrumental in fostering spiritual breakthrough and a multiplication of believers in house churches. Yet there is still a long way to go. Tunisian house churches numbered only by the handful, and Tunisian believers numbered only by the 100, need more Christians around the globe to stand with them in prayer. 10 million Tunisian Muslims need your prayers to open their eyes to see their need for Christ and to open their ears to hear and receive the good news. Tunisian Christians are growing in grace, maturity, and numbers, but face daunting obstacles to the living out of their faith. Many are bold in witness and have a vision for reaching their nation with the gospel. Tunisian believers need Christians around the world to join them in their struggle and to pray with them that they will stand in faith, overcoming all obstacles, and be victorious in winning their nation to Christ. Your prayers can make an eternal difference in the lives of both Tunisian believers and believers-to-be. Will you join in their spiritual battle by praying?